allowed to change my mind. It doesn't make me a hypocrite, right? Hi, my name is Sarah, and welcome to my channel, which is all about sewing and styling a handmade wardrobe. Recently, I was inspired by a couple of fashion vloggers that I love. They both made videos about fashion trends that they used to hate, but that they now love. I thought it would be really fun to do a version for the sewing community because we have our own trends here in the sewing community. So I have 7 trends to share with you that I used to hate, but I really love now. And make sure you watch to the end of the video because I'll be sharing a few more trends that I'm tired of. Let's just get started. The first trend that I hated at first is puffy sleeves. Now I have really narrow hips, which means that my shoulders stand out further than my hips. So I'm always a little skeptical about adding bulk to my shoulders because I just feel like it makes me look very unbalanced. So when we started seeing a lot of puffy sleeves, I was like, no, this is definitely not for me. But it looked so cute on other people, I thought I would give it a try. And my first attempt was actually out of a stiffer cotton shirting fabric, and I absolutely hated it. I just really hated how much bulk the sleeves added to my frame, and I was like, no, this is definitely not for me. But what I learned about this trend is that for me, the fabric that you choose is everything. I did eventually give it another shot with some different patterns and different fabrics, and as long as I use a fabric with more drape, like a rayon or a viscose, the sleeves fall a little bit more and they're not quite as prominent. And so I'm never gonna be the person that's stuffing tulle in my sleeves to make them even more puffy, like that's just not gonna work for me. But something that's a little bit softer, I do think I can wear the puffy sleeve trend, and I do actually really like it now in that sort of fabrication. I also think that not all puffy sleeves are equal. You have the ones with the tons of gathers in the sleeve head, but you also have ones that have more of a drop shoulder, maybe the gathers start a little bit further down, or you have the bishop style sleeve that just has a normal sleeve cap and it's puffy at the bottom. That's probably my favorite kind of sleeve if we're gonna do puff sleeves. But yeah, it took me a little while to figure out what fabrication and what exact style worked for me, but now that I've settled into it, I really do love that trend. The second trend that I hated at first was jumpsuits. Now I've mentioned this before in other videos, but I used to be an extreme anti-jumpsuit person. I was just so convinced that it would be such a pain to take it off to go to the bathroom that I just was not gonna do it, absolutely no way. And then once again, I just kept seeing all these lovely jumpsuits on other people and how it looked so chic because you just have the one outfit. It looks very put together with just one piece, but you also have the ease of wearing pants. So I decided to go ahead and give it a try for myself, and to my surprise, I actually found that I really loved it. I also think I was just being overly dramatic and making too much of the bathroom issue. If I ever really feel like it's a problem, I can always wear a cami or a long line bralette underneath if I don't want to feel so exposed when I go to the bathroom. But honestly, most of the time, it's not a big deal, at least for me. So if that's what's holding you back from trying a jumpsuit, I encourage you to just make one and see how you feel about it. I personally am really glad that I caved because I feel like I opened up this whole new world of garments that I can wear now that I was avoiding before. Number 3 on my list of trends that I used to hate is a racer front top, and specifically the Stay Stitch pattern company Lola tank. Now I had seen this style mostly on younger people, and at first when I initially saw it, I was like, no. Like, to me, it looked like you were wearing your tank backwards, and I just could not get on board. There was like the side boob potential, and I just really hated the way that it looked. But I just kept seeing that particular pattern over and over again on Instagram. And finally, I decided to just give it a try for myself because I do like to expand into new things, and maybe I would be surprised. And actually, I really was. So I made myself a Lola tank out of a black rib knit fabric, and I absolutely love the way that it looks. Now, I don't have the side boob issue because I don't really have big boobs. And I really feel like the racer front accentuates my muscular frame without making me look masculine, if that makes sense. So I really love the silhouette of that top. I wasn't expecting to like it, but I do plan to make more next summer, and I would like to try the dress as well. The number 4 trend that I used to hate is balloon leg or barrel leg pants. When this style first started becoming popular, I thought it was just super weird. I'm like, why would you make pants that make your calves look even bigger and funny looking? I just thought it was super awkward and I really hated it. I can't recall why I decided to give it a try. I had gotten a fiber mood issue with my subscription that had the Betty trousers in it, and for whatever reason I decided to give it a go, and I was surprised by how much I liked it. Now, it's not a pant style that I'm going to wear every single day, but I do think that it was surprisingly flattering when I wasn't expecting it to be. And I also made the Style Arc Berry pants last summer, and I loved those. And I swear, every single thing in my wardrobe goes with those pants somehow. I did a whole styling video of lots of different looks for how you can wear it. So if, like me, you are on the fence about that kind of pants shape, give it a try and see if you like it, and you never know, you might surprise yourself. The number 5 trend that I hated at first is bright colors, and really any colors. So about 10 to 15 years ago, I used to wear a very limited number of colors. I would wear black and white and navy, occasionally green or red, but that was pretty much it. Like I did not wear a lot of color. So although the trend right now is for really bright and bold colors, I've been expanding it to include colors that I just never wore before. And this year I'm finding myself wearing things like oranges or purples or browns, just shades that I was never drawn to before, I was never willing to try. And I'm so glad that I do so for myself because I feel like I'm more adventurous in the fabrics and the colors that I choose. And I am finding that I am really enjoying wearing more color. Now, I'm not going to give up my neutrals. I do love my neutrals, but I especially love mixing in a pop of color with my neutrals, and I feel like it just brings my outfit up a notch. So I'm glad that I opened up my horizons a little bit to include some more color in my wardrobe. The number 6 sewing trend that I used to hate is pinafore dresses and overalls. Now, until very, very recently, I would not wear pinafore dresses or overalls because I was concerned that I would look like a toddler. I'm really short, I'm only 4'9", and so anything that has a youthful appearance, I'm always a little bit scared of trying it because I don't want people to mistake me for a child. But as I've made some pinafores and overalls for myself, I've realized that it's just like every other garment, it's all about the way that you style it. And you don't have to make it look like a 2-year-old. You can pair it with an elegant blouse and some fancy shoes and make it look really sophisticated and chic. So I'm so glad that I went ahead and tried out those styles for myself because they're actually among my favorites now. I absolutely love them. Number 7 on my trends I used to hate is lower rise pants. Now, first of all, let me back up and say I'm not talking about low rise pants. Those are a big no for me. I will never ever go back to wearing those. What I mean is that for the past several years, I have been very much on the train of high rise only, like the higher the better. And it's because I have such short legs. So anything that can add a little bit of length to my lower half is welcome. And so I do still like that silhouette. I'm not going to give up my high rise pants. But lately I've been discovering that mid-rise can actually be more comfortable. As I've gotten older, I've been experiencing some weight fluctuations and just that my stomach can expand over the course of a day. And wearing something that's not so super high up on my body is actually more comfortable. So I've been experimenting lately with making my pants more of a mid-rise that sits more at my belly button. And it really doesn't look that much shorter on my frame than a high-rise pant. So I'm embracing the mid-rise. Like I said, I know that the trend is for low-rise, but I'm not going to go that far. But I'm willing to bring my pants silhouette down just a little bit to make it more comfortable. Comment below and let me know if there are any trends that you used to hate but you now love. Now, before I let you go, I'm also going to share a few trends that I'm kind of sick of. So number 1 is the Ogden cami. Now, don't get me wrong, I have made 6 Ogden camis and I don't plan on getting rid of any of them. I've just found that I haven't been wearing them for the past couple of years, and I think I'm just tired of them. It's not that I think that the silhouette is terrible on me or that it's not my style, but I do think maybe because I have so many that I'm just a little bit sick of them at the moment. So I've kind of put them away in the back of my closet and I'm going to hang on to them for a while in the hopes that I will fall in love with them in the future. But for now, I'm actually gravitating more towards higher necklines, like square necklines, cropped silhouettes, like the Reynolds tank that I made earlier this summer. And I'm not really gravitating as much toward the Ogden. The next trend that I am not a fan of is actually on the way out, in my opinion, and I'm really glad about that. And that is sticking shoulder pads in your t-shirts. Now, I did see this in ready to wear quite a bit, maybe last year and not as much this year, but there were several sewing patterns that came out that had that silhouette. And I'm going to throw up as an example the Chalk and Notch Max Tee. Now, I'm not complaining about the Max Tee. I'm not saying that it's a bad pattern. It's just not my style. As I said in the very beginning of this video, my shoulders are a little bit broader, and I just think that putting shoulder pads on them is not going to do me any favors. I will look like a football player. So although I think that that kind of style can be cute on other people, it's just not one that I'm ever willing to try for myself. I think that it's a hard pass. The third trend that I'm a little bit sick of might be a bit controversial, and that is tiered dresses and skirts. Now, I have several tiered dresses and skirts in my collection, and I do plan on continuing to wear them, but I just don't want to make any more right now. I'm a little bit sick of them. It seems like every single month there's at least 2 or 3 new tiered dress or skirt patterns, and they're all starting to look the same to me. And at the moment, I just feel like I'm over it. Like the Ogden, I feel like it's another silhouette that I will eventually fall in love with again. There's nothing wrong with it inherently, style-wise, in my opinion. It's just that I've been seeing so many of them that I think I have tiered skirt fatigue. In case you missed it, I'm going to point you to this video where I talk about me and my viewers' spiciest sewing opinions. I think you might really enjoy that one. Thank you so much for watching.